Here to record Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 6, Episode 2. Let's get into it. So, starts off with Kenya. Y'all know I can't stand Kenya. But it starts off with her. She won her eviction case or whatever, so I'm happy about that because her landlord is a pure bitch. And when she got outside, she's talking to paparazzi. It wasn't no damn paparazzi. It looked like 5 college kids who wanted to record her on their cell phone cameras, just asking her questions. But she's talking like it's, Hollywood, whatever. Moving on. I hate Kenya. Anyway, so Portia, she's looking for spousal support or whatever because her and Cordell going through their divorce, and she explains to her mother that she was sold the dream by Cordell. Basically, I guess he told her in the beginning, yeah, you're my wife, this is what you got to do, whatever, whatever. Soon as that was over, he just basically kicked her to the curb without no explanation. So next scene, we get to Nene and Kenya, and they're clearing the air with the whole argument that they had about Nene's wedding or whatever. And Kenya, of course, got to be dramatic. She always makes a mountain out of a damn molehill. But anyway, so Nene is like, I want us to be cool, but you have to stop acting the way you do and jumping to conclusions or whatever, like, and being dramatic. So, Kenya admits that she's still bothered that Nene invited Walter to the wedding, and Nene is like, so what? It was my wedding. And I'm like, I don't get why you're bothered by it anyway. You did not come to the damn wedding. And even if you did, Walter is not thinking about you. Nene is still cool with him. She has the right to invite whoever she wants to her wedding. It's her wedding, bitch. Ugh. So, Nene's just over it, and it went from that to them feeling like Kenya is just inappropriate with Apollo. And Kenya doesn't see anything wrong with what the whole text message thing, but they made it seem like it was something that it wasn't. So Nene is like, she just wants to gather the girls together so they can clear the air and discuss the situation. So now we get to Cynthia and Peter, and Cynthia is upset because she's looking at blogs, and blogs are saying that she's pregnant when she's not. She has a fibroid problem that nobody knows about, so it's causing her to have stomach issues and weight gain. So Cynthia is very overwhelmed, but Peter, he's not understanding what's going on. So Cynthia is feeling like, it's time to have surgery, which she doesn't want to. She's scared. So we get to Candy and Cynthia, and they're talking about family issues, and Candy is telling Cynthia about how all of a sudden Mama Joyce and Todd don't get along, and Cynthia's like, well, I could relate to the whole mommy, my mother and my husband not getting along, because you see what happened at my wedding, and they could relate to that. And then Portia arrives, and she's has a short hair wig, it looks nice on her. So Phaedra comes, and they're talking about the Kenya and Nene incident or whatever, and Phaedra is pissed. She's still pissed about Kenya crossing the line with Apollo or whatever. So now we get to the scene with Phaedra, and Aiden is talking to Dylan, who Phaedra calls Mr. President. So he's like, hello, Mr. President. It's so cute. So they're still talking about renovations with the house, but Apollo is overwhelmed with a new baby and a new house. It's just a mess. So, Phaedra's like, well, I'm not paying Apollo no mind. He could be upset. Whatever, whatever. So now we go to Cynthia and Peter, and they're at the doctor. They're having a doctor's visit. And they're discussing her eating habits. And Cynthia is saying that she's unable to control her eating habits and whatnot. So they meet with the doctor. A good thing it's not she doesn't need a hysterectomy, but she does need surgery for her fibroids, because her fibroids cause her menstrual to be very heavy, her to be so tired, moody, everything. People really don't know what women go through with our bodies, tumors, fibroids, menopause, all kinds of things happen in our bodies, and it affects our mood, it affects our energy. So I sympathize with Cynthia. So now that Peter knows more about the situation, he understands that he's a little bit more sympathetic to it. So now we're at the ladies' luncheon, and the girls arrive and they greet each other. So Kenya, she clears up the text message situation, and Phaedra's just like, I'm over it. So Nene just feels like it's inappropriate for you to be texting somebody's husband, point blank, period. And Kenya's basically like, the text messages are harmless, they're not inappropriate, we're not talking about anything inappropriate, so it's nothing. But, Candy is coming to Phaedra's defense because her and Phaedra are best friends, and she's like, she's like, if it was your husband or whatever, you wouldn't want anybody texting him, calling him, whatever, so you should have that same respect. So King is just being an attention whore like she always is. And Portia went off on her, was just like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, none of this shit matters to me. I'm going through a divorce. I got my own problems. But I came here to, have fun with you ladies, talk, clear the air, whatever. But she said, I'm going through a divorce. I got way more important shit going on in my life. And I'm like, okay. Like, Kenya, it's not always about you. So everybody's like, whoa. Portia got a voice now. Because before, Portia was a quiet little mouse. Never really had much of an opinion. But now, Portia is coming into her own this season, and we're gonna see that. So, Kenya apologized to Phaedra. Phaedra really don't give a fuck, so it's whatever. So, Candy and Phaedra, Phaedra has Dylan, and Candy's like, he's so cute or whatever, and they're talking about baby fever and whatnot. Ooh, hi. So, then we go to Portia, and Portia is organizing her she's organizing her stuff in her room or whatever, and I think she got her mom to give her master bedroom, and her mom was like, I feel set up, and she's like, but mom, you love me or whatever, like, it's the master bedroom, if you were at my house, I would give you the master bedroom and whatever. Portia's just a spoiled little girl. But then she looks at her phone, and her lawyer texts her about Cordell bringing her stuff to the house the next day. So Portia is pissed. And Portia is like, okay, I could go get my own stuff. I don't need you to get my stuff and bring it to me. Like, this is ridiculous. And it really is. Cordell is being a bitch. Like, completely. Like, this is just ridiculous. So the last scene of the show is Candy, and she's at her mom's house, which is Candy's old house. And they're discussing the wedding. So, of course, Miss Joyce is bringing up that she, like, hearing hearsay about Todd, and she's doubtful about Todd and Candy getting married. Miss Joyce is doubtful about anybody that gets with Candy, basically, because last season Miss Joyce was not like this. Everybody was happy. Miss Joyce didn't give attitude to Todd, and she wasn't mean and acting this way with Todd. And I don't even know why she's acting this way with Todd, because I haven't seen any signs from Todd that he does not love Candy. All season, I've seen he loves that woman to death. I mean, unless it's like some other story I don't know anything about, but just from what I'm seeing with my own two eyes, it doesn't seem like Todd wants anything from Candy. Todd loves Candy. So, Miss Joyce just feel like Todd is using Candy, and Candy is breaking it down to her mother like, it's not true. We love each other. He has his own money. I have my own money. And I mean, together we're building, So she revealed to Candy that Riley doesn't even really like Todd. And Candy is like, well, when did she tell you this? So Candy is like, well, is Riley telling my mother something that she's not telling me? And she's like, well, Riley said something to the effect of, oh, just ignore him because that's what I do. And Candy is like, okay, I'm going to have to speak to Riley about that. And I'm like, it sounds like Riley, but it doesn't, because Riley likes Todd. So, then, Miss Joyce made like she made some snide comment about Candy's engagement ring, and Candy really got over emotional and offended by it because the engagement ring that Candy has, that's the ring that Candy wanted that she saw in Vegas. Todd saw the ring and he got her the exact ring she wanted. That's what Candy wanted. Todd didn't go out and pick a ring or whatever. He picked the ring that Candy wanted, the ring that Candy fell in love with. So for Mama Joyce to say that, it was just disrespectful, rude, all of the above. I don't know what Mama Joy's deal is, but I honestly feel like she's way off when it comes to Todd. I don't feel like Todd is a user at all. But that's where the episode stops. So, I'll be here to vlog about it. I'm here to vlog about it every week. So, I'll see you guys then. Peace.